Hello traders, Gary Wagner here, just about 10:15 in Honolulu, 4:15 in New York. It is Monday, July 25th, 2016, and this is the Daily Report for Gold and Silver. As expected, we are looking at lower prices pretty much across the board in the precious metals markets, with gold trading off over a 0.5%, 0.65 to be exact, at 1314.80. Puts it down about 860 on the day. When we look at spot, same price, 1315 in that area, down about $7. Low on the day, 1312, and the high, 1323. Silver also trading under pressure today, currently trading off about 0.39% at 1954, with a low of 1931 and a high of 1971. Let's take a look at our first chart today. So traders, no doubt an interesting start to the week. We are, as I said, looking at lower prices, off about $8 on the day. And as you know from Friday's show, as well as all of last week, there's two key areas that we're looking at. First one is this 1315. It is a 50% retracement from 1254 up to these tops here at 1371, comes down 50%. The interesting thing is whether or not the market actually finds support right in this area. I want to show you something I was looking at over the weekend that I find interesting, and that is as follows. As this market began to correct or retrace, and we had this last spike of rally here, as the market came down, you had solid red until this green candle right in here. Now notice this, the 38% retracement, 1330. Of course, you recall that from a couple of weeks back, but that was the first place the market attempted to find some sort of support. The reason I say attempted is we did have that one up day. Now, from there, the market absolutely drifted lower, and that is until last week when we had that one up day, and that one up day again occurred at the next level, which would be 50%. We are making lower lows on the day, meaning lows below the 1315. However, we are closing above that area. In terms of my belief of probability that this area would hold, or this area will hold, I should say, I would still put it at about 25 or 30%. I'm not really under the solid belief that the market's going to find support here. However, this is that first area we absolutely need to look at. If the market cannot hold this area, as you know, I believe we'll move to that next logical retracement area, which is to say we had this final rally up, and then we had a 61% retracement, taking us to approximately 1300. It makes sense to me in a couple of ways, and that number seems to be a number psychologically where if the market does dip, for example, below 1300, that it would in fact just come back up and then find some support in that area. One. Two, when we look at this market in terms of historical areas that could have importance, I draw your attention to this top right here. I draw your attention to this top right here. And as you can see, that top absolutely lines up roughly with $1,300 per ounce in gold. So as I said last week, and especially on Friday, I would look for the market to find some support in the area of around 1300. If it cannot find support at 1315, it still could, traders. It hasn't broken solidly below it, but I believe that the probability of the market, of gold prices, I should say, actually finding some support in this area, as I said, I'm putting down at around 30, 35%, 25%. In other words, I don't feel it's that likely, but it is still possible. So traders, what about silver? Well, silver's trading lower today, currently off about 6 cents on the day, 7 cents, 1955.35% in terms of the drawdown itself. We are looking at a weekly chart, and the question we need to ask ourselves is as follows. We did identify a 3-river evening star last week. We have a couple of different levels that we want to look at. 1940, call it. That's our 50% retracement right in here. And the area below it is 1850, 1854 to be exact. But my question is whether or not we will see this market come under pressure this week. On this weekly chart, that would give us that confirming candle on a weekly chart that we do have a sell in hand. Weeklies are not something you want to trade off of, obviously, but they are the type of chart that's going to give you a long-term perspective and a kind of broad scoped view of the market. My sense is that right now, let's see if it breaks through this first point, which is 1940. If it does, as I said on Friday, I believe there's no really solid support in silver on a technical basis till about 1855. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you, as always, good trading. We'll talk to you tomorrow for another update and review. Bye-bye.